Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Scottsburg Board of Works and Public Safety on this day of July 24th, in the year of our Lord 2024. It's bright and sunny in Scottsburg today with a temperature of probably right 90 degrees, feels like. Maybe not, but anyway, summer is upon us. So we'll call our meeting to order here. We begin by a roll call by our Clerk Treasurer Jan Hardy.
Mayor Amy.
Here.
Karen Gricius. Here. Tom Lewis. Here.
We're all present and accounted for. The next thing we do is go to approval of our minutes from the July 10th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a correction on those
Yeah.
minutes, please.
It has to be after the second. after
Okay,
the second
sorry.
motion. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Tom Lewis seconds. Are there questions or comments? Thank you.
Let's see. There was Mayberry flex time in the minutes, and we need to alter those for Stacy Skinner to be 35, Jill Baker to be 34, and Emily Keller to be 24. We had overtime in there from council meetings, and that's not allowed or whatever, so we took those off, and that's the new numbers.
Is that how we do that, Josh, to amend them with the correct numbers or accept them as presented and then make that as a?
No, I would amend your motion to accept as presented, or to accept as amended.
Okay.
Well said, exactly.
Second that.
We have a motion to accept as amended and seconded by Tom Lewis. Put forth by Karen Gricius. Any other questions or comments about the minutes? You're okay with everything?
Yes, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay, going down to new business, we have an approval of a change order number 2 for the SWIFT, SWIF. This is the water main replacement program. The water main replacement program, if you remember, was about a $900,000 plus journey, and they literally bore from basically Casey South all the way up north of the Grand Rental up to that block. I think that's Ray Street, maybe a little bit north of that. And when asking Todd, which lines keep you up at night, he said, this is the one. And actually, in that time period, we did have a breakage, and we couldn't really get it stopped. So we did get it stopped. So this parallels with that line. It's all a neoprene type product, and it's able to be pushed in. You've seen it 100 times, but for a guy that hadn't seen it, I was really impressed. And how they just drill through all of that and have guidance with that, and then they've got a hydraulic that just pulls it like just every, however many inches, just bing, bing, bing. It was really neat. But in the lateral hooking things up, there was a cost estimate by the engineer, and the ingredients to go into the cake was not enough, so we had to buy more ingredients. So that's what they're asking for here is an amendment. If you'll see it here, let me pull it up. If I can find it here. $15,000.
$985.
Thank you. Yeah, here it is, $15,085.
Yeah.
So what questions do you have about that? Okay, Karen, anything? Any questions about any of this? This is from the Midwestern folks, and Midwestern folks, the folks that got us to basically that grant. There was only 25 cities in Indiana that got it, and there were, I think, more 500 that applied. And so about $1 million of that came for this water line, which is great. We're now also applying. I'll add that later on. So
I'll make a motion to approve the change order number 2.
somebody makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Gary Rich, second. Any questions, comments?
Remind me again what SWIF stands for.
Josh is amazing on this.
It was just what, it was an IFA, an Indiana Finance Authority grant.
Stormwater
Whatever.
infrastructure fund.
That's not even close.
Yeah. Anyway, we got 2 million to our water, 2 million to the sewer, so yeah, that's, yeah. It's some of that alphabet soup that we, you know.
That's always the way I tag it
It's
too.
like the search those out.
Yeah.
Not like I would for finance, you know.
Oh, there probably is some truth to what Josh says in that as well. So, thank you, Josh. So anyway, the next, any other questions? I guess we've answered that. Going down to number 2, declare excess for auction. Oh, do we have a vote?
Do what?
Look, we voted, we not?
Oh,
Okay. We have a motion and a second. We've already asked for questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And thank you. Next thing is to declare excess for auction.
yes, I have a 2002 S10 Jan, the asset number is 1305. I showed the Board of Works pictures prior. It's a truck that was used a couple times for IT that is ready to go to auction. So I'm just asking for board approval to move that to auction.
What's that number
Asset number 1305.
I'll make the motion to approve clear access.
I'll second.
Tom Lewis makes the motion, seconded by Karen Gricius. This was a vehicle that was, had been used in different departments. It came over to IT and there's some issues, a few issues with it, so that's what's going on here. And it's not needed at this point, so that's the thing, so. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you very much. Going now down to approval of the Walnut Street quotes. Judy, you want to talk about that?
You have the paperwork.
I have the paperwork, but where the Walnut Street is, do you all know Mike? Stevens, Mike Stevens. Mike Stevens, where he lives, there is a huge confluence of interconnecting stormwater lines there. And in any type of a sprinkle, his place gets flooded. And again, in prioritizing, Scottsburg's on an MS4 now. So the state is requiring us to prepare and repair and replace our stormwater system. So we've identified some of the top ones. This is one of the top ones from Mike. And if you look, we have for you in the quotes, if you'll see the 3 quotes there, one was with Temple and Temple, one was with Dan Christiani, and one was with, I want to say Jimmy, but it's not Jimmy,
Jeff Coons.
Jeff Coons. And so if you noticed, I hadn't it all pulled up, I just lost my whole system here. So,
I think Jeff came in at 54 something,
yeah,
and the engineer has requested that the board approve Coombs's lowest quote.
The other two were fairly close, weren't they?
I think Dan
It's
Christiani was in the 60s.
$51,880 for Coombs.
Was it Christian 60?
Yeah, they were like about 6,000 difference in the 3 of them, and all 3 of them, and Coombs being the lowest.
I'll make a motion to approve the lowest bid of Coombs.
I'll make a motion, the lowest bid being Jeff Coombs. The 3 that came in, it wasn't bids, I apologize, it was just quotes.
I'll second.
Quotes. So we have a motion from Tom, seconded by Karen Gricius. Any questions on this?
Was this, Jill, supposed to have been contingent on getting his bond information? And did you hear back from the engineers today?
I did not hear back from Jeremy yet. I'm emailing him right now. But
Or-
you can state that in the
I
motion.
bet, yeah,
and
the
I'll ask
motion
him.
would be, and also, that was the only thing they didn't have yet for him, would be contingent on him providing his bond information.
Remind me again the difference between getting a bid and getting a quote,
The amount of money.
the amount of money.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a
What's
legal
the-
amount.
What's the limit?
150.
150.
So Temple's 58,473, Dan Crescendi was 64,537, and Coombs was 51,880. So that's a good $6,000 difference.
And he's a good contractor.
Yeah, he's a local guy and knows what he's doing, he has the equipment to do it, people to help with everything, so, we,
The engineer will be watching and certifying.
engineer will, and that's Heritage, that's, did you know Bobby? Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, that was the three, so, with the motion, seconded, so all in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous, thank you very much. The next thing we have is excess scrap at the Bacala. So have you guys seen this one? Here's what's happened on Bacala. So the Bacala system is over next door to, who's the resident next to the Bacala Center? To the west. Josh. So anyways, the Bacala Center has a different kind of an air conditioning system. It's called a citywide air conditioning system. It's Mitsubishi, who has two major outside condensing units, 8 ton of that. And they go to evaporators in all these different areas. And there's probably a dozen, 16, you see evaporators upstairs, downstairs, even in the basement. And so what happened here, and this is probably 2 months ago, this is how much trouble we're having with this, is that I got contacted that they heard a loud bang and a hissing. So come to find out, in that system, there is a check valve, and that check valve stuck, and when the check valve stuck, so much pressure built up, it blew it totally apart at that junction. So that's about an inch line, it blew apart and lost all the refrigerant. So we have a defective unit in the first one. There is a second one back behind that one. That one is still good, but again, these are designed for 10, 12, 14-year building. And it's probably about 12 years, you would guess, Jan, something to that effect, Bacala Center maybe, 10, 12 years.
This has been 14, something like that.
14,
That's one of the early grants I think we had.
So basically, this thing blew, and when it blew, we got water into it, into the bed, not into the good one still. So what we did there is we just take it from scrap. We've got pictures of it. If you didn't see the pictures, we have the pictures for you to see. And if you notice, there are 2 on there. So this one is still good, this one is still bad. So we've taken this one over to our local scrapyard, which they will issue a check to the city and Jan will receive. But here's our problem too. This took basically 6 weeks to get it in. Almost 2 months to receive this from Atlanta, Georgia. They have over 60 of them
For replacement.
for replacement. The problem with this system, man, is unlike some US stuff, we can go down to basically 4 or 5 below zero still get heat. So this is heat and cool. But these two share refrigerant. That nobody does that, but this company. And you can not hardly anybody can work on it either. It's just I think there's 3 in our area that can work on it in a several state area. So anyways, while this one is still good, it does not fit with the new one. So we've actually had to order a second one and put this in. So we're going to probably come back here, and I don't know if we need to do it now, but probably have a motion to put this on auction as excess. Because
Can we do that now, Josh, the extra one?
See why not? We're here.
That's what I
Yeah.
said, let's go for it.
so that's what I'm asking for a motion to basically let you know
Access.
that we declared both of them, one bad, one good, but they're both excess.
One will go to the scrap
One's
yard,
going to scrap.
and one will go to auction.
And you
That's
have the
what we're
model
asking.
numbers on those as well. I make sure I took pictures of the model numbers, so I have both model numbers in our track. So that's what's happened, so
So you're getting new ones?
2 brand new ones. Now what this does,
The same type of system?
same system, and what I ended up doing, if you buy Mitsubishi, it's a Mitsubishi system, you buy Mitsubishi, you can hook up 2, 3, 4 rooms. But this will hook up 18 to 20 rooms. And it's pumps, it's a rotary pump in there, and as you turn it on anymore, it increases the RPM. And it will direct a certain amount of refrigerant into that section. I mean, it's very technical. But, so I asked Dixie, who's been over there all these years, because this is the McCullough Center bottom is turned into a senior gathering center, and they gather every day, have lunch, play games, have a great time. So she said hardly none, we've had hardly none problems with the system. So for us to go back, and this is what I looked into, for us to go back and either put in separate PTAC units right through the wall, I'm gonna have to rewire everything. I gotta knock holes in all that brick. So to me, the easiest, simplest, and probably cheapest, and the cheapest thing to do was to go back to the same system. The problem is, it's just slow coming. And I find it with Asian countries, it's not that bad, but
I'll make a motion to approve, declare these 2 as excess
Then I'll
for
second.
scrap and for auction.
So, motion made by Tom Lewis, seconded by Karen Bridges. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. Next, we have item C, Asset 48 and Asset 685, brought to you by Molina,
No.
Marita,
Marita's not here. so-
Marita.
Marita's not here. I don't think
Oh,
she-
Chase is taking her place.
Chase, I'll take the lead on these. We'll just, if you don't care, we can do E and F together. Marita did find, in working with the department heads on their fixed assets, that this building that we're in and the building on Bond Street years ago were all as being owned by the electric department. And that, we look at that differently now, whenever we, with Josh, when we talked to him at first, when he first came on, is that the city owns everything. So, and kudos to the department head, he found out they were still on his fixed assets, and so, I would just ask that we can transfer from the electric to non-departmental, which is the city.
Okay, that's the city hall and the electric building. That's the old electric building?
Yes, it's the one over on Bond Street.
What's that used for now?
Animal
It's
control.
rented, it's
Not
rented
animal
out.
control, but parks and recs.
Parks has an office there, yes, and then we rent part of it to light it up.
So I make a motion we approve this asset transfer, asset 48 and asset 685.
A motion by Tom Lewis, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Richard seconds. Any questions on this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is the approval of matching funds for the 2024 CCMG, brought to you by Jill Baker.
I'm just requesting board approval for the mayor to sign for matching grant funds of $129,282.07, which would be our 25% match for $517,128.09 for our grant this year.
What is the CCMD?
It's to pave roads. When you submit it, you have to send a letter stating that you have your 25% or they won't fund you.
Community
Never mind.
Crossing Matching Grant.
It's not guaranteed.
Crossing matching grant.
Yeah.
Are we sure? Are you sure?
You know, I wasn't, so I was gonna refer to you.
Chase should know.
Okay.
We'll circle back.
Chief should be here. That's his fault.
Oh.
I'll make a motion we approve matching funds for the community crossing matching.
We have a motion to approve matching funds for the Community Crossing crossing grade. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Gracious seconds. Any questions about this? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous, thank you very much. And we owe a special thank you to Jill Baker. And I tell you what, every year, she's gotten a grant. Every year.
She's the grant manager.
$3.5 or $4 million she's got from the city of Scottsboro. So kudos to
Let's
Jill.
not jinx me. This one hasn't been submitted yet.
Well, this
Good job,
is a
Jill.
new one, but good job, Jill. Thank you so much. The next thing is our satisfaction security agreement with the Westwood Golf Course. And I'll say it's probably jammed because this is all alone, I believe.
This was a loan, and they did satisfy their obligation back in June. And Josh prepared this document, and we sent it to the owner of the golf course, and he was in agreement. It just states that they're satisfied it was no liens, so we didn't have anything to release. So we would just like approval for the mayor to sign this.
I'll make a motion.
So Melissa makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Gracious seconds that. Any questions about this at all? He does such a great job, and we're so thankful to have him at a golf course in Scottsboro.
Yeah,
Thankful.
it's a good-
It really is. If you haven't been on that lately, we joined for the first time in doing a best ball, like, what do they call that?
Best.
Scramble.
Scramble.
That's it. And it was fun. It was just a ball. Yeah, no pun intended. But it was a lot of fun, so.
Best.
And he just does a great job, so. We have a motion then to go forward with this.
Yes. Did I make a
Well,
motion?
Tom made the motion,
Tom
Karen
made the
seconded.
I'll
motion.
second, yeah.
Karen seconds. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Next we have Jan Hardy, claim approval.
Okay, I would just be open for a motion to accept the claims as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the claims as presented.
I will second that.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Josh, you're up.
So I've got about an hour and a half presentation.
Josh, thank you very much.
Chase has got the first. Great. Yeah, just a whole.
We're not going to Marita. Oh. Okay, announcements. What announcements do we have? I wanted to tell you about the McCullough Center, so I've already done that. But we did do something for Dr. Coe. I don't know if you all know about this or not, but Dr. Coe grew up in the Philippines, probably saw the entire island network in that whole region by trying to stay ahead of the Japanese at that point. He was a boy during World War II, and they were constantly moved because not coming out of capture. And after the war, he comes to America. He received a degree in the Philippines. He comes to America, he's from Chicago, receives his doctorate here as well, and ends up in Scottsburg, Indiana. We're so thankful for the Philippine contingent that is here in Scottsburg, Indiana. And I think that was part of the draw. But he comes back and says, I want to help our country. He becomes a surgeon in the Army and a colonel. So he completes his tour there. He comes to me and says, I'm going to retire, and I want to give you my library. So he gives us his library. We have now set up the Dr. Coe Library at the Mid-America Science Park. Our city is moving out there, Lord willing, right, Josh?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And in the near future, we're going to be moving out there, but the library is already set up. Amanda did that out there for us. It's fantastic. And at some point, we want to have maybe a little celebration to see when he's able to come. And so he was just thrilled and sent us just very nice compliments. Very nice compliments. So just to give you a heads up on what's going on and what's going to happen. Chase, tell us what you got going on.
We got our Okra grant. It's actually out for advertisements for bid right now, and it will be August 14th, we'll be opening bids here. Then you guys approve the lowest bidder. So,
Tell them what it's for.
this is for the slip lining on the north side of Cedar Street, Pine Street area, Carr Lane, Coke Lane, and a lift station upgrade in that area. So,
We can,
right along.
we continue to stop inflow in infiltration. And inflow is by somebody having the gutters or the sump pumps going into that. So if you're home now and you're having that, please don't do that. Let us know. Chase is having to come out and put a line out in your yard so go out to the street. Thank you, Chase. But not put it in our septic system or our wastewater treatment plant. And that's, again, we received, I think, 2 million,
$1 million.
$1 million, so we're under an agreed order to continue doing this. So each year, we're gonna put so much money to slip lining. And it's an amazing process that we've come up with, or they've come up with, and we're utilizing. So, what else, anything else? Okay, if nothing else, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, thank you, Ms. Karen, thank you so much.